Brought to you by Slim Jim, bitch.
Halfway in.
Will that be considered just a tip? Hi.
Hello, everybody. We completed week 9. Can't believe we already halfway through the season. That is so crazy.
Merry Christmas, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I was just running to the bus stop today like, okay, that wraps up October. And the funny thing about Halloween is I see more people dressed up the days leading up to Halloween than I did today. I didn't see too many people.
Well, it was also like 37 degrees, so that's kind of a thing, too.
But yeah, I can't believe tomorrow is November. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
We were just kitty schoolgirls like 2 weeks ago. Now we're at November, halfway through the season.
Yeah. And I think you've had a bit of a tale of 2 seasons yourself, to be honest.
I've been up and down. It has not been fun. It has been a nervous thing.
I think I started off what was like either 0-3 or 1-2.
I think you were 1-3 because I looked at the streak. It said you won 4 straight. So if you're 5-3.
Yeah.
You were 1-3.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I can't lie to you and say that my, I'm gonna call it luck or whatever, definitely changed when I started making trades.
Yeah. You definitely can't chalk that up to, great draft. You chalk it up to great moves in season, but draft? Yeah. Fuck no. I remember you. Who was your quarter? Oh yeah, you still got him. Gino and Goff. That was usually your drafted quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
And Carr.
Yeah, Carr.
You had held on to them 3. I don't know where you would be at.
Well, you know what? I think I'd be fine with Goff, but yeah, Gino is a little too.
I told you maybe I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was like, "Don't you ever say Goff again." A dude that solidified himself as a must start every week.
Yeah, I mean he didn't really do a ton.
Fucking week. I don't know what he did.
And that's why, and that's the week I sat him. And I was like, "Yep, nope, Gino go." Now, unfortunately, Goff is on bye this week, and I have to start Gino against Baltimore. So
there you go.
But so before we kind of get into this, let's kind of tap into I guess the week that was. So Steelers are still fucking terrible. That's not a surprise.
I'm just tired of watching it. I'm tired of the torture.
Then stop doing it.
I can't. I mean, it's like, man, you're telling somebody that's been watching the Steelers every fucking weekend for the past fucking 30 years. I'm 45. I mean, even 15. I probably started watching them heavy when I was 13, 14. So you trying to tell somebody to just stop watching them after 30 years. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. That's easier said than done. Yeah, stop eating Reese cups. Go ahead. Just stop.
Shut your whore mouth.
Just stop because you know it's bad for you. It's not that easy, man.
No, I get it, man. I can't watch it. It's I don't. So we'll go back to our valuing time over money thing. I value my time and my attention so much more. I don't want to waste I'd rather watch Red Zone than watch this pitiful fucking team do, what was it, like 4 straight 3-and-outs? Get the fuck out of here. I'm over you. Get out of here.
I think the simple fact that you have Red Zone as an option is the reason why you do. Because
the
Pirates are shitty, but you don't have a baseball Red Zone to turn to. So you continue watching that game. Because it's definitely, there is nothing to fucking do right around the time that they start playing, and there's hope in this city. Same thing with the Pens. I mean.
Yeah, they're not doing good either.
If the Pens had a Red Zone and you were really into hockey, maybe you would be, but football is the only sport that I can go into other teams and not really care about the home team. The other sports, I'll glance, I'll score watch, but I'm not into it. Not
Well,
like I am fantasy.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where there's. I mean, I guess hockey could be considered constant kind of action, but baseball, it's more of a methodical kind of, you know. But
In hockey, I just don't see myself unless it's maybe the Stanley Cup, and even that I can only watch so much. I just can't wrap myself in and really get into another team that ain't the home team. It's just,
yeah,
but
I mean,
I
I'm
can
the same.
perfectly do it with the Steelers. I don't really care. I mean, like if they ain't in it, so I mean, but I still got to watch them when they play, though. I can't just totally ignore them when they play.
I can, and it feels good. It feels good because I just until you put something on that, until you put a team out there that's worth me spending my time watching, I'm like it's
It's
like watching.
disgusting. I'm sick of watching. I was just in Andrew's chat today. Like, I'm sick of this shit, man. It's like all you do is sit there and you hope and pray for the defense to somehow score. Like, how the fuck are you wishing that the defense, who's supposed to stop the other team from scoring, your only hope of you scoring is the defense that's supposed to be stopping the other team?
Schefter tweeted today saying, help is on the way. Cam Hayward is coming back, and I responded. I was like, unless he can throw the fucking ball, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, cool. It's still garbage. Like you have, yeah. Anyway, no more time on them because woof. San Fran is shit in their bed. I don't know what's happening there. I am very.
I know what's happening, and it revolves around one of my players.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel. They don't realize, and everybody thought they were so fucking cute when you ain't got that dog out there on that field. That's like the Eagles saying, "Oh, we're great without AJ Brown. We could keep it going. Yeah, you might look cute here and there, but when the fucking balls hit the fucking bone." You need that fucking
Hold
dog.
On. Wait. The balls hit the bone.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Or did you just make that up?
Balls to bone. Motherfucking.
Huh.
When you fucking, your ball is slapping out her bone.
Oh.
Balls to bone.
Oh, that's new. I like that. All right. I'm not going to use it, but I like it. That's like that kid that learns that new word and he tries to use it in a sentence and he fucks it up. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I think the first time I heard it was old school on the Matrix, the first Matrix. Huh. That Oracle lady, she was like, but you know it, balls to bone. I was like, damn, did this bitch say balls to bone?
Interesting. All right.
Go back and watch the first Matrix. You probably never even seen it.
Nope.
You never watched the Matrix? Oh my god.
No, I've you know my movie situation. So
you watch Devil's Rejects.
Yeah. Well, I have a niche of movies I enjoy. There's that.
Fair.
What else happened that was interesting this week? Anything?
All I gotta do is tell you my experience.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Woo! I think I lost like 20 pounds yesterday.
Well, here, before we get into the actual full-blown game part of it. Sucks for Kirk Cousins. It's sad.
That's gonna affect a lot of people. I'm glad they at least was a little proactive and went out and got Josh Dobbs. I mean, not saying that he's the answer because he's pretty damn shitty in Arizona, but I think he got more weapons around him in Minnesota.
I don't think it's going to be a lateral move. Huh?
I mean, like, is the Cardinal skill players that much worse than the Minnesota skill players?
I mean, they got Hollywood and Kincaid.
And who?
Yeah.
Hollywood and
Kincaid.
No, Kincaid. That's Fields. You thinking of McBride, right?
Or McBride, yeah. See, he's so important, obviously.
Well, when Connor comes back, they might be. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota has more. I feel
His
like I
Kirk
feel
Cousins
much.
is like one of the greatest fantasy quarterbacks. He might not be great in real life, but in fantasy, that
He's
dude is a
Jameis.
god.
He's
He's a
white
legend.
Jameis Winston,
He is a legend in fantasy. And
which is actually funny because they were talking about trading for Jameis before they did the Dobbs thing. So,
ooh, I would have loved seeing James in that purple just chucking it like a clown. Like that
I very
that
might
dude
have.
to come into a room and shoot everybody and be able to be like, oh, was I supposed to ask him some questions?
Listen, I may have. If they would have signed him, I may have burnt my waiver on Jameis.
To get James.
You
That
imagine
dude,
starting Jameis and Jalen Hurts? Ugh.
that dude shoots first and asks questions later.
Yeah. What else happened here?
All that shit we talked about trades. The only trades that went down was defensive trades. I'm like, give a fuck.
That's how
Like
it always
everything
works.
was fucking defense.
That's how
I'm
it
like,
always works. Oh, Oakland's
there's
terrible
nothing
still.
for us. Huh?
Oakland's terrible still.
Yeah.
They may have been better off without Jimmy. I feel bad for Devontae, but I really don't feel that bad for Devontae because you're a millionaire, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you got Taco Bell in your house. So no, that's just a commercial. But yeah, man. So guess who's gonna be on the wire and everybody's wire this week? Dalvin Cook. I might give a fuck about that dude now. He's gonna sit in the jet. He's gonna sit in New York and rot.
Yeah, and that's why I grabbed him and sat him. I'm dropping. Yeah. Leonard Fournette got another job because cool. So
Buffalo, like I just said in the last one, Buffalo refuses to let James Cook cook or James Cook work. They Latavius is kind of sliding down. They're like, well, let's go get another dude that's just like him.
Yeah, I dropped him today. I can't because I'm like, dude, you've shown me enough. I'm all set.
They just picked up his twin brother.
Legitimate. That's what I'm saying. Slightly darker Latavius.
You probably had 7 or 8 carries that he took away from Cook. Now you got to divvy those 7 or 8 carries into 4 and 4 or 3.5. Like
I mean, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if like Latavius is a healthy scratch.
Them two is gonna flip flop, taking turns doing that. Yeah,
Latavius is super fun to watch. It's gonna be super fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about your sweat and your story and your leagues.
Well, went 2-2. Basically, 2 leagues I lost in. Scored the most points in the league, but played the dude that scored more than that. 2 leagues, like they put up $190s, I put up $170, $180s. Would have beat anybody in the league, but nope. The one league I had Jalen and AJ Brown going, they lit it up. This dude had just 1 week wonders like Jahan Dotson, like who's seen him dropping like 28, like, and then the other dudes that he had, he had CeeDee Lamb dropped like 46 points. I'm like, this dude basically, I lost to a dude that was 0-7. And I guess the sun shines on the crack of a dog's ass at least once. So I'm sitting here 4-3. This dude's 0-7, and everybody on his team hit. Everybody, down to the motherfucking kicker.
Of course,
killed it. I'm like, oh, it would happen on me.
Well, you saw the dude in our league, right? The Cliff fella don't even pay attention. He scored the most of the week. And I'm like, and he didn't even have a court.
I'm like, damn, I gotta play him. I'm thinking this is an easy layup. This motherfucker doesn't even play a quarterback and scored more than everybody.
Yeah.
Now I'm scared as fuck this week. Like, oh God, this two, he don't have 3 spots, and watch me still lose to him. He ain't starting a quarterback. He ain't starting McCaffrey where he can't, and he don't start a tight end. But meanwhile, my whole squad, everybody's on the bye. all the Denver players, all the San Fran players, and I'm starting a bunch of fucking jabroni cans. And it's like, I don't feel good at all. This dude's probably going to beat me with 3 people not starting, including the quarterback. It's insane.
I mean, I kind of dominated my week, which was nice. But I was kind of, watching yours because I was like, well, I need something to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So
you had already, yeah. So the 2 leagues I won in, this is my scenario. I had already, like before the Monday night game went down, I had already got blown out by them two teams because they scored the games of their lives. But the 2 leagues I had a shot in was our league, which I was up by 58, and he had St. Brown and Laporta. And I'm like, okay, I know St. Brown, you just got to give him his. He's like, Jordan, you just got to let him score his. But Laporta, I'm like, please don't let him go crazy. You almost got to give, like, Laporta's putting himself in that damn near that category where you got to almost give him his too. Yeah. So I'm like, as long as they don't total fucking 60 points. Meanwhile, the other league that I'm about to win in that I don't give a fuck about, I didn't care. I had St. Brown. I was down by 10. So all I needed was St. Brown to do just enough and then get hurt or some shit. or somehow hit the concussion and go in the blue tent and fucking call it a night. St. Brown just kept producing. I'm like, oh my God. And that league, I also made a stupid mistake, which is stupid, but it wasn't. I had D-Hop, but I sat him on the bench. I'm like, you got Will Levis throwing him the ball. I didn't think he was going to drop 3 motherfucking touchdowns. So I got like 45 points sitting on the bench, and I'm down by 10 going into the Monday night game. So then once St. Brown was doing his thing and I was up by 10, I'm like, okay, that's enough. And then Laporta scored that touchdown. I'm like, oh my God, that's enough. And if the Raiders would have kept scoring and made that game competitive, it was over. But the Raiders, they had that pick 6 and they got competitive. Yep. And then after that, they totally shit the bed and they kept running it. And I was like, I was in love with Jahmyr Gibbs because it was like he was taking the heat off of, he was forcing Goff to not throw it. And I was like,
yeah, I was going to say, if Gibbs wasn't going nuts, I feel like you probably, because even though I already won, I'm like, hey, Goff, throw some more, because I have Goff. I'm like, okay. I mean, I will say I did go against D-Hop too, and I'm like, okay, but
I'm saying 10 points in our league is like 1 catch. So basically, I dodged 2 skills players for making that last fucking catch.
They put up about what, 40 on you collectively? I think you only won by 20.
I only won by 10. Yeah.
Oh shit! Oof.
I won 258 to 248. And if Vegas would have made that slightly competitive towards the end, because it was like a whole quarter left, I'm like, oh my God, if this quarter don't go as fast as humanly possible. I was counting down. I'm in my living room doing referee signs, like, like the wind the clock. I'm walking past up and down my TV, like, wind the clock. I'm over here going crazy. Wind that goddamn clock, yo. I'm telling you. By the time that game ended, I had a fucking white hat on with some fucking stripes on with white pants. I was a referee because I was officiating that game. Like, get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I ended up winning because I got my 10 points over here from Brown, and then they didn't score the 10 points. It was a weird situation, like a crazy coincidence. I need 10 points over here.
Yeah.
I don't need them to score 10 points over here. And I was sweating. I was fucking sweating hard.
I'm glad you pulled it out.
And on top of that, it was like, okay, remember I told you on this broadcast before, my team is pretty much 2 good-ass actors and they don't have any supporting cast. I finally got
Yeah.
Shaheed. And remember, you was making fun like Shaheed, you gonna sit him down? Motherfucker dropped 58.
Did you sit him or did you play him?
Yeah, I was like, man, I definitely played him. Shit, I wouldn't have won if I ain't played Shaheed.
Okay.
But I'm like, damn, I finally get a contribution from another actor, and then my main actor shit to bed. Like Mahomes had like 20 points. Like, what? Man, Kenny Pickett can get more than 20 points.
See, I expected that to be an actual straight up weather game, but it was not. Motherfucker was just sick as shit.
I didn't even see. I mean, I understand. Like when they scored touchdowns and they hit the ball against the padding, you seen a little snow fall out, but I thought it was going to be actually snowing on the field, and it was not.
Right. Yeah.
It was not.
I mean, I guess that was a surprise of the week. Actually, Denver beating KC.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you know that was the first loss Patty has ever taken on the road against the West?
Against anybody in the West. On the road. So he done lost to these people at home and not on the road? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I just know they just kept saying that he beat Denver 16 times in a row when he broke a streak. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
They probably feel like that's their little mini Super Bowl. That's another team that I thought was going to be extremely active in this trading process. Nobody fucking did shit.
But you know that football trades they don't happen. They just don't.
Yeah, we did. That's what I said. They're first of all, they're tricky and they're sneaky. Like I said, like they try to hold that information close to the chest, and then
the biggest offensive weapon that moved was Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, fucking the Lions. Like I don't know what does Detroit need with him? I mean,
I don't know.
You got Reynolds out there, Raymond, and
kick returner.
You need him. You got
kick
Williams.
Returner. Kick returner.
Raymond's the kick returner.
Double it up. It's fine. Fuck it.
I don't even know what they need him for.
Who cares? I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, okay, there's probably a method to madness. I don't know, but we both came out with another win. So this is kind of the mid-season kind of special, whatever you want to call it, but just want to kind of cover a few things that, obviously a lot of fantasy managers make mistakes. They do a lot of silly things. Oopsie doozles, as I've affectionately named them. I wanted to point out a few quick little things before we kind of delve into the, other parts of this. So I remember when we first did this, we did the whole, here's the top 10 things that are important in the fantasy year, yada, yada, yada. So one of the things I mentioned was do not fall in love with your draft. Do not, by any stretch of the imagination, feel obligated to keep anyone that you drafted via either dropping or trade. Now, obviously, don't sit here and drop your number one pick because you're a fucking idiot. Don't do that. That's how stupid. That's what stupid people do. But
we're human beings too. I mean, we might lay out, some type of, advice, but we might have a hard time following that advice ourselves. So we make those same mistakes that we know we're supposed to stay away from too. So
exactly, and that's why it's always a good thing to kind of do this type of an episode too mid-season, because you're like, oh yeah, wait, hold on, I did that fucking thing. Don't do that. So what me and Jermaine did real quick was we looked at our rosters week 1 and we looked at our rosters week 9, and as you guys know, or if you don't know, whatever, we have 20 people on the roster, which is still just a very silly thing. 14 people start. So I looked at it, and going from week 1 to week 9, I have 8 of the people that I drafted still on the roster.
Overwhelming majority. So you got pretty much 40%.
Yeah.
Still left 50%. You done shipped out.
Yeah, and a lot of that was trade. Actually, well, I would say probably probably half of them that I got rid of were via trades. So what were you at? Did you do a count?
Yeah. Out of 20 players, I still have 13 So I only either dropped my mistake or just got rid of 7 players.
Do you think that's good or bad? Because we're both on like the different side of it. You basically have maintained 40% of your roster. Well, more than 40. And I've maintained 40% and you've maintained about 65, 70.
So yeah, about 70% my roster. But
so what do you think about that? Like
70% of my roster is still on my roster is because injuries. I mean, I got people that I drafted that either they're sitting on IR or they've been sitting just on the bench for weeks, and I'm not ready to part ways with them because when they were playing, they were fine. They ain't playing.
So you're okay with it?
I'm not gonna say I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with fucking sweats that I gotta go through, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna just release the people because I got some serious release decisions that I've made as well that are fucking haunting me right now. So, and I'm almost afraid to do it again. So I may be holding on to players a little too long because of what I've done in earlier in the season where I've let them go too soon.
Well, that's a goddamn good segue there, kiddo. Let's talk about, I don't know if you want to do a top 3 because we collectively probably have made 30 moves, I would say.
You saying
probably? Well, not collectively, no, individually. I mean, we
both
made about 30.
What? We're at like 60 something.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, clearly you're the math guy today, dropping percentages and shit. So, hey. So I don't know if you want to do a top number of best and worst drops or whatever, but let's just kind of go back and forth here, just to kind of crack our heads together here. So I'm not going to include any trades because those aren't really fair. One, because you don't do trades. 2, I mean, obviously you're shopping at that point, so it's not like a calculated move necessarily. It's not really easy. So I would say my best move, and it's funny because I tried to dog it, DeAndre Swift. Best pickup.
You say, I'm not burning a waiver on that. That's your best way to pick up. You're not including trades. Yeah. I'm about to say, by far, your best trade to me is Jalen Hurts. But go ahead.
Well, that was brought to me. That was brought to I didn't even ask for that. That was just like, oh, hello. I will say probably my best drop, but it was in a trade. I know I said I'm not going to talk about that, but if we are, I consider trading away a drop. Olave. Absolutely. I cashed in on the name before he started going downhill. Take him off my hands. Pay a because that was actually a part of
when you did that. If you could take you now and go back and talk to you at the beginning of season, I mean at the beginning of week 1, and try to convince yourself you need to drop Olave, y'all would probably be fighting.
Yeah. But you know what?
I'm not dropping Olave, and your future self will be like, "Trust me, dude, it's gonna work out."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say if that Jalen Hurts thing never came to fruition, I don't know what my team would look like. 2, I don't know what I'd be doing with Olave. I mean, I would start him, but it would just be.
You would be forced to start him. I mean,
I would feel like I'm starting Gabe Davis 2.0. Like it's just what it feels like. So it's an ugly thing.
And you thought you was having a stack. You was like, "Ooh, I got the core Olave stack."
Sure did. One of the moves, it doesn't seem like a big drop, but I don't love it. Me dropping Josh Downs. That's an oopsie.
Yeah, I'm about to say, just go through your team, man. Forget as far as trade. Like, just run through your team, where you was, the moves you made, and then how good you feel. Go ahead, and I'll tell you more.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. So, the people that I had initially that I still have are Goff, Geno Smith, A.J. Brown, Gabe the Babe, Eckler, Mostert, Mark Andrews. That's it. So I dropped Olave for a trade. I also shipped out Drake London in a trade. Loved it. I shipped out Jordan Addison to get Derrick Henry, to then trade Derrick Henry for fucking somebody. Brian Robinson, another part of the Jalen Hurts trade. I feel like I made out right there. Charbonnet, I'm still sitting on him. Mostert, obviously, super good draft pick. Quentin Johnston, glad to ship him out because I would have tried him out because, all their injuries. Mark Andrews, juggernaut. Rondell Moore, bye, Felicia. Leonard Fournette, meh. Derek Carr, okay, bye. Devontae Parker, okay, bye. And Alec Pierce. So I got rid of a lot of dead weight in the beginning. Yeah, and like the last pick, just because poops and giggles, just to see if anyone would eventually sign him. I didn't think it was going to take till week 9, but let someone else fall in that grenade.
In the first 3 or 4 weeks.
That's where I was at. That's another little tip we tell people too. Like, look, your last few picks that aren't going to do shit, take a flyer on somebody like that. Take a flyer with somebody without a contract. Wait for an injury.
Either that, yeah, or take a flyer on a backup running back that's sitting behind an injury-prone back.
Yeah, and that's what I did. So, it's a little convoluted doing it in real time and reading off like that. But you look at my team now, because that was basically who I had then. Now we look at week 9. I'm out here. Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, starting quarterbacks. A.J. Brown, Jordan Addison. Oh, that's who I had before. I forgot about Addison. Gabe the Babe, Tank Dell, another trade. And Jigba, which I'm super afraid to say out loud because I'm pretty sure I'm going to mess that up one day and say a bad word.
I'm pretty sure a lot of announcers had to,
Absolutely.
Fucking rehearse the shit out of that before getting on there.
Boy, they're just like JSN. Yeah, that's safe.
Yeah, just go ahead and say that.
Yes. Running back, Austin Eckler, Devontae. Jesus Christ. Not Devontae. The Andre Swift. I'm not racist. It's
what
fine.
the hell?
I keep thinking, because I have so much Philly on my team that I just think of Smith, Devontae, and I'm like, okay. So then Mostert, Mark Andrews, Darrell Henderson, waiver wire, oops-a-doozles, love you. Then Ayuk in a trade. And, just random Royce Freeman and Logan Thomas just for fillers. But based on my first initial draft and all the moves I've made, my team is so much stronger. Let's put it this way. If I had to face me, I would be angry every fucking week. I would not want to watch Red Zone because I don't really have that much from bad teams. So it's kind of worked that way. All right, your turn. Go ahead.
All right. 20 drafts. I'll go through the draft later when I go off air. Still got 13 people. Some of the biggest impact on my team. Drafted Nick Chubb. He is on IR.
Ooh,
I
forgot about that, man. Damn.
And that was like my third pick outside of my quarterbacks. Lost him. I have James Conner. Lost him. He's on IR, but I'm still holding on to him. At least he's not done for the season. Deebo Samuel has been hurt a lot of the season, at least 3 or 4 games, or at least 3 games. So, and then he's on a bye this week. So those are some of the, things I had to navigate through and still trying to navigate through, so to speak. People I did draft, I no longer have Odell Beckham Jr., no longer have Jerick McKinnon. No longer have Elijah Mitchell, who I took over in my last round because McCaffrey's an injury prone back. So that was somebody I took a chance on. I no longer have Darnell Mooney. Happy about that. No longer
How
have
pissed were
Kyler
you the first
Murray.
play of the game last night? You were just like, motherfucker, I swear to God. Because I
Oh
heard
yeah, when he
got
caught
that.
it, I was just like, if this dude starts being productive, I swear to. Then he just went back into faded to black like
Yeah.
he'd been doing the whole
Yep.
fucking season. So I was like, oh okay, all right. Had Kyler Murray. He's not relevant until maybe this week or next week. So
Yeah.
I tried to hold on to him, but then James Conner was like, "Hey man, I'm getting hurt too. Move over." And I was just like, "Well, I don't have the spot." So
Good
to
move.
hold on to a quarterback that I'm only going to start in week 10.
Yeah. Good move.
Mad as hell. I dropped Taysom Hill. Took him a while. You graced him, you held him, but now he's all of a sudden he's super productive. Could have easily plugged him in one of those spots, but I was
Don't
impatient.
believe the hype, man. Don't believe the hype. I
I
don't
was
believe. I don't want
impatient. I let
nothing.
go of him too quick because he just wasn't producing fast enough. Cordell Patterson. I'm still pissed at that Arthur Smith fucking bastard, but how he destroyed his career.
Yeah.
And my two worst drops, I want to say so far, is I graced Kareem Hunt and I dropped him, and Taysom Hill. Those are my two worst drops. But who I have now,
Look, I'm not gonna lie. If you could, oh, he left. He left.
who I have now, my two quarterbacks that's carrying all the weight is Patrick Mahomes and Tua.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm telling you what, man. These sons of bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. We're back on. Okay. All right. No. So we had some technical issues because I don't know. Jermaine has
I
the
don't have an
internet of.
iPhone. I have a microwave that I carry around in my pocket. So,
Jermaine got the tin can internet. So
yeah.
all right. So I'm gonna go through his team because I'm a goddamn gentleman. So let's see here. So what's this fella got now? So he's rolling out Patty Mack, obviously. Yeah. I mean that's literally the backbone of this guy's squad. You know, DK. I'm 7'13" Metcalf. Great pick. Really kind of wish he would. I kind of thought he would produce some more. Romeo Doubs. That's your dart throw. Who knows? Powell from Minnesota. I don't know. We talked about him last week. I'm big on him. I like him. Shaheed, you can see how much of a dart throw he is. Michael Wilson, I think he's just kind of a fill-in from your bench, to be honest. Deontay Foreman, that was a good pickup. At least he's doing something. DeMarcado, okay. Antonio Gibson, that's been your flop, which, that's
Well, I mean, when you get to my bench, you'll realize why I got to start these people because
I know we're getting there.
By.
Yep. TJ Hawkinsmock, definitely
solid.
I love to see him. He is, I think actually it's apparently him and Kittle are like best friends. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wandale Robinson, I always clown you for that just because I'm like, what are you doing? Burks from Tennessee. Good luck.
I'm only starting him because, like I said, I don't have any room. And on top of that, remember I told you the Steelers, they love shutting down the number one, but they always let the number two loose. And
yeah,
I think he's going to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, it's either going to be him or Akine. I actually may pick up Akine myself this week, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be. They're gonna double and triple Hopkins, and that second and third receiver is going to beat them.
Yeah, Johnny Smith, you're chasing them points, but I get it. But on your bench, here's where things kind of make more sense. Of like people are like, what the fuck is this dude? Like this is why he's struggling. It's like no, he's not struggling. He has a bipocalypse because my bipocalypse is coming next week, and I'm facing the number one team, and I'm like, cool. Can't wait. Super fun. All right, so Tutu Atwell. I mean, I know you just picked him up this week, so you know we'll see.
I don't think he will survive for the rest of the week.
No, he should not. Javonte Williams finally got in the end zone. So that I always like Javonte. So I would say I was jealous that you had him, but I'm not because he hasn't really done much. But McLaughlin, kind of the handcuff there. Fair enough. Jennings from San Fran. I put up an over for you last week, so I don't know how you feel about that. But
no. I mean, when they come out of that bye, Debo's gonna be healthy. So yeah, he's a goner.
Yeah, he's a casualty of war. Jerry Jeudy, I feel like he's a drop candidate personally, but let someone else play with that grenade. But I think really what you were hoping for, he was gonna get moved, but he didn't. So now I think you have to wrestle with that a little bit. And then you got the star Debo over there. Where the hell is? Wait, where the hell is Connor?
On IR.
Why is it not showing me your IR spot?
No.
Weird. Okay, that's weird. I don't know.
Connor.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing me that, but yeah, you got Connor on the IR. So, all in all, I mean, you do have a very solid team. I think just I think the worry that you're going to continuously have, it's very boom or bust.
Yeah,
and
very volatile.
And if you worry, if your backbone does not produce, you better hope to God.
But I went in and drafted my back. Here's my backbone that was supposed to be my backbone.
Yeah.
2 quarterbacks. My 2 running backs was supposed to be Chubb and Connor.
Sure was.
And my 2 receivers was supposed to be Metcalf and Debo. And it's not panned out. And Hawkinson was my backbone tight end. And everybody else was fillers. Hasn't worked out that way.
But you know what? This just shows, because here's the interesting part about this league. So if I go to the league, so I'm currently I currently have the most points for on the team. I'm in second place. First place is 6-2. Second through 4 is 5-3. There's one guy at 5th that's 4-4. Then from 6 to 10, everyone's 3-5. So it's one of these deals where I don't think I've ever been a part of a league that's been that tight. Usually you're gonna have that 1-6.
That one 0 for team, or that team that has one, but no, it's a lot of say parity. It's just it seems like nobody's completely.
That's kind of why I was giving you. That's why I was giving you shit. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up about you being worried. I'm like, dude, you're still in the thick of it. Like, I've won. Like, let's put it this way. I think I've won since I've been in second. I've won 3 more games and I haven't moved. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I haven't moved. I've been in second for like 3 weeks. And I've won, and I haven't moved anywhere. So it's one of these deals where you went down to, I think, 8th like 2 weeks ago, and now you're back up to what, 4th, I think. So
you know where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are 4th. I think it's Taylor, me, Bob, and Bob was like in 9th for the longest time. He was a basement dweller.
That dude climbed the stairs.
Yeah, and I play him this week, and I'm like, I hope you got all your points out of you last week, you fucker. Because he put up about 350. I put up 320 or something like that. And I'm just like, hey, come on, pump your jets, bub. We're all good here. But I think the biggest thing that I want people to really kind of take from this is, and by no means are we gurus, but I would say we're savvy vets. We've been playing this for a long time. We've made a lot of good moves. We made a lot of bad moves. But I think why we're successful It's because we make more good moves than bad moves. You are the waiver wire champion. I'm the waiver wire vulture. I would say I'm the trade champion because that's where I make my bread.
I'm a waiver wire champion because I don't have any other choices. Like I said,
No,
I
I'm not
haven't done
saying
any
this.
trades, and
No. I'm saying in general, every year you are the waiver.
oh
You
yeah,
get yeah
I build through the yeah. I don't do
right.
trades. I
And
never
what do
do.
I and what do I do? I build my team through trades.
Mm.
I mean, now
I mean, I've
obviously I'll
seen you
get
do trades. I've never seen you do as many as you've done this year. But put it this way, I've never seen as many people listen to you and accept them. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'd be out there willing and dealing all the time, but you
yeah.
had some yesers for definitely sure that
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure they sitting there
And
like, what the fuck did I do?
well, and that's look, anyone that says if you're trying to trade and you're not trying to beat that person's head in, you're a fucking liar. You're not trading to help their team. You're trading to help your team. You're
Yes.
bouncing off of. I even tried. I actually sent something to Taylor. I was like, I sent him Goff and Charbonnet for Walker because he's struggling in the quarterback section. And I'm like, see if he'll bite, and he didn't. But um, trading is not always just
I've seen a few
trying.
trades you sent to me where that's what you don't get is like, even though you may have put them out there and you hurry up and snag them back down, the Yahoo email shows you that you tried to get
Yeah.
Metcalf out of me for some shit. Something. I don't know what you was trying to give me, but I was like,
Yeah, I don't
but
remember. I
I
think it
never
was more
seen
of
it
a.
come
I think it
across.
was a goof trade. I think it was a goof trade. I don't think it was actually anything legitimate.
No, I remember you sent me a goof trade and said accepted. You was like, you tried to give me like Watson from the Chiefs for like Debo or some shit. You was like accepted, but that's the one I seen. I'm talking about. You must have been playing around one, and it was something that was I ain't gonna say it was reasonable, but it was somewhat reasonable, and I was just like, hell no. But
Yeah,
it said that you had proposed it, and then you hurry up and took it back
yeah,
down. But the Yahoo thing still timestamps it and let you know.
yeah. But there's multiple ways to make your team better, and even, I mean, at this point in the season, if you were like 1-7, yeah, you're kind of playing for next year at this point in most leagues. I mean, you could like absolutely backdoor your way into it, but probably not. If you're
Well, I
unless
mean, my
you're
strategy
absolutely
since I joined the league has been, like I said, get a kind of a somewhat solid backbone, but then, pick the small pieces off on hot streaks, waiver wires, who you feel is going to, light up or heat up. And I've been very successful. But this year, that not only have I not been successful with the waiver wires, my backbone has broken. So it's like, now I'm just,
well, I
willy
you
nilly.
you you've gotten ravaged by big name injuries, and they all kind of happened like right after each other. So it wasn't like you could sustain it. It was like, okay, long-term injury, season injury, long-term injury. And it's like it wasn't like, oh, I bumped my shoulder, I got it to be out. Like, no, it's like 2 IR, three, technically 3 IR stints. One is a season long one. You
Yeah.
can't really, that's very hard to come back from. But that's what you have done though. And I think you need to give yourself a little bit of credit because you have made good moves. You haven't tilted to the point where you're like, man, I don't give a shit. Fuck it. Whatever. Like you have
I don't think
still,
I'm gonna ever get to
you
this.
know,
Like those other leagues, yeah. I mean, like I say I don't give a shit, but I'm still, like I say, I'm still setting the lineup. But I mean, I think I'm like number one waiver in both of those leagues, and I'm not excited to do anything. So it's like I don't care on that aspect. But in this one, yeah, I mean, down to the end, I'm gonna be plugging and playing. I mean, I just feel like I'm getting lucky with the matchups. Some of the people that I am playing, they're playing even shittier than me. So that's that. That's
and
their
that's
fault.
sometimes all it is. Like sometimes that's all it is. I mean, you look at my road to this, um, I have, let me see. Yeah, I have 2,236 points for and 2,131 against. I don't think. Let me see. There is only one other person that has more points against, and it's by like 17. So, I mean, my road to where I'm at has been paved with fucking agony and just completely glass cannon. That's what it is. I mean, you look at number one, he has 2156 and 1844 against. That's what, about a 300 point. That's a really good weak differential between the two. So I mean, you look at yours. You have eight. Yeah, here's a great point. You have 1854 or 1850 points for and 1887 against, and you're 5-3. So that kind of proves your point a little bit there, where
Yeah, I'm playing against lower scoring teams. So yeah, let's move on with the week. I'm pretty much done with this conversation as far as our league goes. Let's start tackling the week 9.
I mean, Steelers at Titans, or is it Titans at Steelers? Who gives a shit? It's gonna be a bad game.
Terrible.
I'm actually pretty happy this is on Thursday. That basically means I get to have a Thursday to myself. I don't have to watch football. Pretty fucking excited.
Yeah, I'm happy because it gets it out the way, and I can just watch all Red Zone without suffering for the first half or the second half or any part of my damn Sunday.
So what is it? Are they here or are we there?
No, they're here.
They're here? All right. So they're saying Pickett is game time decision. Who gives a shit? Honestly, I know I say that every week, but I just don't.
Like, the thing that cracks me up is every time he gets hurt, it's because he made some fucking ridiculous mistake. He's not physically hurt. His fucking pride is hurt. His feelings is hurt. So he fakes the damn injury until he runs to that damn locker room and he comes out fucking fine. The motherfucker ain't hurt. That's all a fucking fake.
Did you see Matt Canada's little snarky ass thing he did today? So he was at it was a little press conference, and I guess an iPhone fell out of a little holster, and he was like, "I didn't do that, but I'm sure someone will blame me for it." Shut the fuck up, you crybaby ass bitch.
And I'm just like, no coincidence that motherfucking Ween had a 400-yard game in I don't know how long in years. There's no coincidence there. And on top of that, it's him and Pickett. Like, I can't put it all on Canada, and I can't put it all on Pickett. It's both of them. It's two ugly motherfuckers coming together to make an ugly fucking child. That's what it is. And each one keeps saying, you're uglier than me. Y'all all three are ugly. All of you are.
It's a terrible, terrible offense that has no rhythm. They come out there stale as an open bag of chips. And, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it earlier. It was like, we had 4 consecutive 3-and-outs to start the game. That's not how you start a game. Like that. How are you supposed to build any momentum?
Man, I watched the beginning of that red zone, and them first, I want to say 10 minutes of that red zone, there's at least 3 or 4 games where they come out and those plays are scripted, those first couple. They go boom, 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 boom down the field, look good. It's like, that's how you're supposed to start. Like, it might not turn out like that. That might be the only score you have, but when you first start, the juices is flowing, the pumping, the adrenaline is
right.
That should be your best plays coming right out the gate. No, these motherfuckers is the exact opposite. They come out shitty and then a little bit more shitty, and they just keep, it's like, and then at the end, they want to, out of desperation, maybe because the defense is playing and prevent it this time.
Thank you.
They start going crazy. Like, it's like, where was this at?
This is what bothers me, because I got into discussions on the Twitter sphere because people were trying to defend this. I'm like, you have to understand, we have, I think it's 30th or 31st team offense, and then it's like 30th or 31st team defense. and people are trying to say, no, they're still doing okay. I'm like, how is that okay? And the thing is, they haven't given up a lot of touchdowns.
They keep
That's fine.
lucky, and the defense is safe. And I don't know. It was a big argument in one of those Hayes' chats where the dude was saying, "Oh, the defense. You can't say the defense is great because they always fall apart in the clutch." And I'm like, motherfucker,
They're always on the field.
they're on the field. What you think they're gonna be? Talking about, oh, well, we pay our defense the most. They post to carry us. Not like that, motherfucker. Like, where your defense is supposed to score a touchdown, or your special teams is obligated to score a touchdown per game to help out your sorry ass offense. Like, what are you expecting from the defense? From, oh, well, we paid Minka and we paid Watt, and we paid Highsmith, and
Okay.
man.
So I see that and I think of like the Trent Dilfer fucking Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens, yeah. Now, yeah.
And it's like their offense was abysmal, but they still that's what I think they had Jamal Williams at that point still?
Yeah. I mean, they at least had a solid running game and a great offensive line. So they wasn't chucking it down the field, but they was beating teams up.
There you go. You didn't have to. You kept
teams up on the offensive side of the ball and beating teams up, and of course on the defensive side of the ball. And so it was a physical, brutal motherfucking fight.
Their offense helped their defense by keeping their defense off the field and keeping them fresh.
Keeping them fresh.
The ball, Jamal. Cool. Do a little dump off to Todd Heap. Call it a day. There you go.
No, it was Shannon Sharp.
Oh, Shannon Sharp was Todd Heap. Yeah, Todd was after that. Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Shannon Sharp was a physical player in himself, so he was catching some of them passes and laying into the D-backs that was already tackling Jamal Williams. So, what's his name? Williams?
Yeah.
Jamal? No, Jamal something. I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm thinking fuck the Ravens.
I thought it was the Ravens. But he was motherfucking.
Well, regardless, so that's 5. It's like a 4, 5, 6 minute drive. You may just punt it, but you know what? You're gonna pin them deep, and your defense is gonna be on the field for about a minute and a half, and then they're just like
go another 6 minutes.
And they're gonna go get a sandwich and call it a day. That team could beat you 10-3 every week because they have that capability. This team is literally it is terrifying.
That team had a great special teams. They had that Jermaine Lewis dude that can take a punt or a kickoff back at any point. So then now you're behind it. Now you're losing 14-0. And now you got to press to play against that defense. And they blowing your head off every chance they get.
There is not a aspect of this team that is scary to any other team. It is literally the anomaly. It's like that 4 that keeps banging 10s. It's like, how are you doing this? Like, what do you fucking like? How do you keep lucking into this? And that's exactly what this team is doing. And the people of Pittsburgh are so narrow and shallow-minded. They can't admit this team is bad. The team is bad, but they can't say it. They can't admit it to themselves because somehow they're going to upset their grandpappy.
Who are you talking to, or what are you listening to that people are saying is everybody that I'm talking to, every circle I'm running in, we might have a winning record, but everybody know it's fucking damn shitty. And it's no one is parading around telling me that they think they're good. Man.
Twitter's a weird place. Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, you're on Twitter. All the radio stations and all the every circle I run into, there ain't nobody saying that the Steelers are good. Nobody. Everybody is like, I don't even know how we even won however many games we won.
Yeah. It's a gross.
Pretty much single-handedly won 2. They won against Cleveland, the defense by itself, and they won against the Raiders by themselves.
Well, let's get into the decisions on what you can do on the Steelers side of the ball.
Okay.
I mean, I guess start Deontay, even though he thinks the refs are trying to rip him off, and it's like, okay, has nothing to do
It
with
was a shitty ass call. I mean, I ain't never seen no shit. Offsides on offense? What the fuck? What?
You know what though? That's one play. What about the other
True.
60? Like that's how I
True.
look at it. It's
I
like I
understand.
get
I
it.
mean, I understand where he coming from. That was that little sequence of them refs calling that whatever that little drive right there that ended in a field goal that Boswell hit from 56, and then he had to hit it from 61 because they called offsides on the offense. I didn't even think offsides on the offense even existed. I thought it was either false start or motherfucking the defense jumps off sides. How the fuck does an offense jump off
The
sides?
only the
Whatever.
only time you see that now is the tush push. That's the only time you see that anymore. And I think like now somehow for whatever
Wasn't
reason the
running
refs
there.
are
He
like
was
looking
running a
for it.
field goal. But yeah, like you said, that's one play. But
I
as
get
far
it.
as Deontay Johnson, but yeah, trot out Deontay.
George.
Got to trot out
George.
Pickens because he's a home run hitter. Just
Yeah.
any given time. I
That's
mean,
it.
and then that cracks me up. The whole game that they played against them, they waited till like the third, maybe fourth quarter to throw him his first target. It's like you got a marathon. I mean, you got a track speedster, and you never tell him to do any run. Like you never utilize him until the end. Like, okay, now
Well,
run
here's
to
why.
or
I'm
something
gonna
like
tell you
that.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. Kenny is too he's too interested in doing his wind sprints when he drops back. Like that's what it is. He's too busy doing his little like running in place deal. Like it's once again, it's a game plan thing, it's a Canada thing, and it's a Kenny thing, and it's a confidence thing, it's an offensive line thing, it's an everything thing. This team is they need to blow it up and figure something out. They need to get rid of Canada because obviously he isn't doing anything. And really, at this point, I think they're going to start straight Frankenstein him and get pitchforks and lanterns and trying to get him. Tomlin, he probably needs to go too.
Yeah,
I think
it's about that. I mean, like I told you on this broadcast before, I'm not ready to get rid of Tomlin because of what Tomlin's doing. I'm ready to get rid of him because of what he's not doing. Like he refuses to put his foot down and get him the fuck out of here. He refuses
he's a
to
player's
make
coach.
changes and do what's necessary. So by him not making those necessary changes, my opinion of him has changed.
Yeah.
So
I mean, your Tomlinisms are great and wonderful, and that's great when we're winning.
you're a wizard. You're a wizard with words. Okay, we're action speaks louder than words. I'm sick of hearing the fucking wizardry with words. Fucking put the actions on the field. I'd rather you shut the fuck up at your conference and put the actions on the field. Don't fucking talk a fucking good game. Show me one. I'm from Missouri. I ain't gonna say I'm from Missouri, but I think like
Show
Missouri.
me
I'm
state,
the
baby.
show me state. Show me the fuck what's going on, and shut your fucking mouth and show me. So, like I said, I always defended Tomlin, but now these dumb fucking actions that he is not taking, get him the fuck out too. Can't believe I'm saying it, but Najee Harris is a piece of shit. That's another thing. Tomlin refuses to let go. Get Najee Harris the fuck out of that lineup. Make Jalen Warren your number one back, and let Najee spell him.
Yeah.
The fuck?
I mean, if anything, if not for nothing, at least give Najee some confidence. Like let him be in that. Hey, Jalen beat him down. Let me hit that hole for 15. Cool. Get some confidence because I don't know if it's all skill. I don't know if it's all confidence. I don't know, but
it's slowness. Najee Harris is fucking too slow for the NFL. He is too fucking slow. And he picks his field vision is fucking hideous. He cannot see holes.
Yeah. Well,
and he makes the offensive line look like they're not blocking. No, I'm not saying they've got the greatest offensive line in the world, but he makes them look worse than what they are.
Yeah, because Jalen's getting loose, so it can't be the line all the time.
Carries.
Yeah.
Najee might get it 10 fucking straight times. Jalen will get it 3 times and get more yards than he got on 10 times with 3 carries.
Yep.
How does that make sense?
I mean, it just keeps going and going, and you're right. Tomlin keeps letting it happen, and we have a visit from a kitty. Hey, yo, kitty. Um, I can.
All right, let's cover Tennessee. That Will Levis kid, he definitely shocked me with that whole. I thought he was going to be Mister. I thought he was going to be worse than Kenny Pickett. Like he was not going to let that thing go. This dude was back there chucking it like 60 yards at a time. I'm like,
dude, it was fun. It was fun. I'm like,
whoa.
If I wasn't playing against Hop, I would have enjoyed it so much more. But I'm like, motherfucker,
you was looking
stop.
at it like it would happen to me.
Right, I'm just like, I'm gonna have some shit to say on Tuesday, ain't I? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, he looks capable. I mean, I almost thought that Tennessee was going to shop Tannehill at a trade deadline. Like, okay, is
well,
this
who's
dude?
gonna buy a busted ass quarterback at that point? But yeah, I get it. But
I mean,
yeah,
he did it once. I'm pretty sure if he do it against Pittsburgh, yeah, Tannehill, it's a wrap. It's over for him. He's not gonna see another snap this season.
which is interesting and sad because it's like shit, Tennessee, you could have been fucking in this race a little bit better if you would have kind of went with
Brown
him.
out of the building. There's nothing else to say after that.
Yeah.
You let AJ Brown out of your building, there is nothing else to say about that.
What a fucking you talk about bad drops. Woof.
What was
Golly. They weren't. So
they really weren't.
Hop is being hampered by a toe. So that probably just doesn't mean a goddamn thing. He'll play. He'll suit up.
Yeah.
Henry, I think
Henry's hampered by an ankle. That ain't gonna mean shit either.
Nah, that ain't gonna be nothing. And I'm assuming it's gonna be chilly Thursday night. And look, Henry, when it gets cold, he fucking activates. He's like I don't even know what to call him.
He's like a pair of hand warmers. You know how you like break them open.
Yeah. There you go. There it is. Perfect.
They're like some hand warmers.
And if you think our defense has a struggle when we're playing against just a regular team, wait till you have to deal with a big 240-pound behemoth of a man. Yeah. See how you feel after.
It's still going to depend on Tennessee's game plan. So if Tennessee comes out and plays the Steelers game, which is let's make as many mistakes as you, leave you hanging around, and then let you score at the end and beat us, they're going to lose. But if they come out, shut the fucking stadium up, like I told you Jacksonville was going to do. Jacksonville let them hang around. But come out, throw some fucking heavy passes, shut the stadium up, and then if they get a lead, King Henry is going to carve them the fuck up. But
him and what's his fucking name? Tajay Spears. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that. That was probably my kid's worst.
If they can run with that lead, yeah, it's curtain. It's a wrap.
It's gonna be curtains. It's not gonna be a nice game. It is gonna be a low scoring, boring kind of game. But
it's on Thursday. You know it's gonna be boring.
But as a Henry fan, I'm excited to see Henry be Henry. Even though it's against my squad, I enjoy his work. He just feels like a very old school. I'm gonna hit you real fucking hard, and I just need to see him stiff arm the fuck out of somebody, because golly,
he's about as traditional and old school as it gets. Like up until this year, they never spelled him with nobody hardly. Now all of a sudden they finally realizing that he getting maybe a little long in the tooth, and they spelling him with Tajay Spears, but. He was like one of the like Adrian Peterson, where you don't bring nobody in. You let him.
That motherfucker was a 5 down back. Shit. Yeah.
Straight. Exactly. You don't bring nobody in but him. Yeah.
That motherfucker will kick your field goal because why? Because Henry said so. That's why.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But he. Oh, hi, Mama. What are you doing? Oh, you get some water. We'll come show your titties? Okay. One day she'll do it.
You're funny as hell.
But yeah, I mean that's
it.
yeah. I mean it's kind of one of those. There's not really like a super fantasy implication game deal. It's just gonna be, hey, I don't know, if you're stoned
It's
and
like one
bored,
of
go ahead and
those.
watch it.
It's one of those games where you know how you turn on ESPN on a Tuesday night, and then there's a college game on, and it's Northeastern Illinois versus fucking Tulsa. That's what the fuck it's gonna be, man. And
This is gonna be the rock paper scissors championship. You're gonna be like,
it's a game.
fuck it.
It's a game. It's something to watch, and that's about it. That is it.
Which, whatever. I once again, I hate to say it this way, I'm just glad to get the team out of the way. Just be done with it.
Yeah,
that's fine. Just look forward to Sunday, and this means we don't have to talk about those games on Saturday when we do the preview of
week 9.
I guess week 2, part 2 of the fantasy year. I guess so. I haven't even looked at the matchups really, so it's going to be a bit of a surprising thing for me. So I haven't really delved into it. So I may not even do it. I may not even do it till. Yeah, I may just wait on it and just be surprised. No, I'm lying. I can't do that. I have a fucking team to manage. What am I talking about? But still, yeah, I actually have not looked and seen anything. So
anybody on the waiver
fun,
that you give a fuck about? It seemed like the waiver is like super thin this week. There's nothing really.
I'm probably gonna grab Kine, in the morning. No one's gonna put in a waiver, and if you do, fuck it. I don't care. I'm not losing sleep over it. Yeah. If he's there when I wake up, I'll grab him just for a flyer because I did drop, Murray, but I can plug somebody else in if I need to. But really, on our waiver, there's some quarterbacks. I mean, let's see. Let's just look. Let's just. Well, not me. Well, you know what? Actually, what could be something that could be an intriguing little deal. Maybe that Parham, the tight end for the Chargers. I mean, he's like 6'7". It seems to get at least a few targets.
Yeah, somehow. I mean, I was looking at it, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, was that because the Everett dude was out, or is it?
That's exactly what it is. Yes,
I'm saying, but the Everett dude could be returning, so it's like.
Yeah, but you know what? He's always seemed to do something. I mean, you look at his game log here. Week 1, he had 12 points. Week 2, nothing really. Week 3, 15. Week 4, he got offered. Bye on 5. 6 and 7 lackluster, and last week he did 16. So he's very much a tight end. That's what they do. So I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say go ahead and put him in your starting lineup, but if you're looking at it is a bit of a heavy bye week. If you just want to chuck something in there, go ahead. I mean, Musgrave is still out there. Who knows? Jordan Love is terrible, so I wouldn't really touch it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bare, but
one tight end on my roster, and I'm looking to make a change. I just can't. But
yeah,
the dude I did play, I did notice something interesting. The dude I played, I told you, remember, I was like, man, he got like 4 or 5 tight ends. All of them produced. If he would have played 2 of them.
Who do you have? Let me see. Who do you have? Don't worry. I can check it out here. Hold on.
Look at his bench, man. If he would have played 2 of those tight ends, he would have got me. He had Laporta.
Oh, that's what I played last week. Yeah, I played him last week. So he had Komet, Njoku. He just picked up McBride. Oh, boy. Oof.
He sat all 3 of them down, and he could have beat me with any of them.
Laporta. Oh, golly, bub. You got by a cut here.
Last minute, he put in some
Elijah Moore, probably that or Ahmed.
Ahmed, yeah. He put Ahmed in at the last minute. I was just like, damn, he's crazy as hell.
Jeez, oh man.
He would have put in McBride this game. This conversation is completely different.
Yeah, that was an oops-a-doozles.
I was like, man, I'm complaining he got too many tight ends. All of them produced. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I mean, you saw a few weeks where I put out 3. I rolled out. I was starting 3, and and you kind of busted my chops for it because I basically said, hey, look, listen,
Let's get rid of the tight end position.
right, and I'm sitting there like I'm just gonna start 3 of them because apparently if I just can't beat them, join them. But yeah, in this league, because people aren't really looking at tight ends because you're not gonna have to. Some of those volume plays and they end up being as worthwhile as like that third or fourth wide receiver on that team. So it's kind of like, that's why I like that. That's why I like this league. That I always said I wanted to be a Thinkins man.
Yeah, I'm glad that you made each one of those flex spots.
Yeah.
Wide
I made that
receiver, tight
mistake
end,
last
or
week.
running back, because I remember last year I had so many goddamn backs and I could not start some of them. I'm like, man, come on.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. That was well, that's the bumps and bruises you take as a commish.
Yeah, I mean the NFL wasn't perfect in the year, so what the heck? You gotta go through some rough patches in order to get a fucking finished product, or a supreme finished product.
Well, here, last little thing here, because I haven't really put any thought into it, but just kind of on your side, any thoughts for next year? Any changes that you think? Any, maybe rules, score, roster changes? Anything you got?
There is nothing I'm upset about besides the stupid fucking moves I made myself. Like there's not been one time where I was just like, man, if he only no, not this year.
Okay.
If I only, and that's the only person I can blame this year is me.
Because I put that out there in the chat too to see if anyone had any kind of insight. Because I do want, I've always kind of put this out there. I want this to be a league team, a league.
I think what's the name is so Kim. He loves it because this motherfucker's willing to sell real money in for trades. Like I think in other leagues he probably felt he didn't have enough spots to really because he's one of those dudes where he wants to pick sleepers because he used to always try to pick sleepers and want to be that dude that I told you so. This league allows him to do that. So I think, oh yeah, he's a lifer from now on.
I like it. I mean, look, that was the whole point, man. I wanted to get people to, I wanted to be like return, residual, all that. And Taylor already said he's in. So he.
I mean, I just think that your league has created where you truly cannot blame anyone for your success or non-success but yourself. You remove all elements of, oh, we're structured this way, or oh, it was no.
Right.
This is all you. This is all you.
And I'm just glad that not a lot of people have really, I mean, the people that have bitched about it, they left. And I'm like, okay, bye. That's fine. But generally, yeah.
That quarterback thing. That's probably the only thing that because I'm about to have a problem with it, but I got to draft better. But that's about the only thing that would be, where it's like the structure of the league has forced me to, make a decision. And my decision is I'm keeping my quarterback. So I'm just.
Yeah. But you know what? Luckily for you, your matchup is very favorable. So it's kind of one of those like, well, you kind of stumble fucked into that on accident. So,
Well, I mean, not this week. It's just, I don't know. I'm
you're
trying to stack as many wins as I can. Yeah. So when that week does hit, which is pretty much next week, not this week, but next week.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to take an L if I have to. I'm going to still try to put out a winning squad, but if I take an L, it's like, okay, this is what I did. This is how I did.
But you know what, though? But you know what? As you saw, you know, this week, somebody put out a single quarterback and scored the most in the league. So it's like, the type of, and
360.
It's not on
without a quarterback. Imagine me to put a quarterback in. This dude would have broke the record. He'd have been sitting at 400.
He would put 4 up. Yeah, put up 4 easy. Mm-hmm. So it once again just shows you, one, obviously, in your situation, I don't think even if you realized both your quarterbacks had the week 10 bye, I don't think it would have mattered. You still would have drafted who you drafted and been like, fuck it, I'll roll the dice. The risk is definitely worth the reward. So yeah,
that's about all I went into it at the beginning of the season, and I didn't really pay attention to it until I want to say maybe week 3, maybe even when the first bye hit. And I was just like, okay, so when do I got to do this quarterback shuffle? And I was like, what the fuck?
Oops.
I was like, damn. So even at that point, even if I was 4-0, I would have been like, I'm gonna take an L that week and I'm gonna eat it like a man, and I'm a rebound on my wins before that and my wins after that. That week
That's
is
all you could do because the risk reward for the type of thing that you have. Who's your third quarterback anyway?
Nobody, not right now.
Oh, so you need one. Ooh.
Well, I had Kyler, and then I left him on the bench, and then because I drafted Kyler as my third, but then like I said, fucking to hurt people.
I thought he would have been playing by now.
Like, move over, Bacon. We have some sizzling.
I absolutely thought he'd be playing by now. So I
thought he would be playing by at least week 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm real surprised with that, but I'm also not. I think once they saw Dobbs come in there,
I could see if Arizona was winning and they're like, "Hey, we don't want to disrupt the rhythm." No, they're getting blown out. So what are you holding on for?
They're playing for the first pick. That at that point they're like, Carolina, keep winning, baby. Do something, Carolina. Like we want that. The first
damn post was like, came out today. Was like, yeah, we're gonna start the tune, dude. Probably. I'm like,
you got. I saw him. I'm like, who right the fuck is that? And I'm like,
yeah, they definitely take it.
Is that your punter? Pick. Who is that?
They definitely take it for a pick because that don't make no sense at all. And you dang shipped out Josh Dobbs.
Well, they're playing against they're playing against Cleveland, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So I don't know if they don't want to put him in that situation, even though Cleveland got the brakes beat off him a little bit, which you called. So good call there, bub.
You say, oh well, their defense is San Fran.
They came out looking
off of fucking. I mean, the Bengals beat the brakes off of San Fran. That's what I said. These great defenses, they only can hold up for so long. Like you said, that formula of keeping, you got to have the offense to keep the defense fresh for everybody to look good. I don't give a fuck how great the defense is. Everyone wears down at some point.
Yeah, and it made my heart happy seeing Seattle expose Cleveland. I'm like, fuck you guys, you dirty bastards. So that was good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess you could look at the narrative like, oh, we don't want to expose Kyler to a tougher defense on his first game back, or they could be like, we just want the number 1 pick. We're all set. We have a better chance with a banged up Kyler winning than our punter doing whatever the fuck he's going to try to do. So there's that. But yeah. So let's wrap this bitch up. So we will see y'all on Saturday with the whole preview and all that fun stuff, talking about whatever Thursday is going to end up being. Yeah. So we will see you tomorrow for the X's and O's. I almost forgot about that shit because I'm bad at my job. We will figure out some things to talk about. You did have a topic, and what was your topic? Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go over this one because we skipped over it because we got trampled with a bunch of stuff. So remember how you messaged me a few weeks back, and you were like, if something about senses, about the 5 senses.
Oh yeah, I just pulled out my little book and seen it. Yeah. I know you were talking about, you said monster movies or something like that, but navigate.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the draft part. Yeah.
Navigate the 5 senses: sight, hear, smell, touch, taste. And then I was leading with the premise and basically ranking. I ain't gonna say ranking them, but kind of ranking them.
Ranking is a good way to put it.
Ranking them, like which one can you go without the least? It's like, okay, if you take this from me, you can take this from me. The very worst that you can take from me is this, and
that's going to be a fun conversation. Like, it sounds dark and dismal, but I think that's going to be real fun. So maybe we can get, if Tiff's awake, maybe we can get her to jump in and give her insights, because doctor and shit. But and then we'll do the draft of the monster movies or scary movies. That's kind of the draft part of it. And
Yeah,
We'll
because we
figure
already
out
did
something
monsters.
else. Yeah, we did the monsters, so let's do the movies that are maybe not monsters, maybe just like the psychological mind fucks and all that stuff. So, and we'll figure out something else to talk about. I'm sure something will pop in our heads between now and then. So, yep. All right. Well, look, enjoy your wins, and if you didn't win, don't tilt your face off. Keep your eye on the waivers. No matter how good or bad you're doing, it's never a bad thing to kind of take a peek there and sometimes play a little defense. There's a bunch of buys this week, so make sure you're checking your opponent's roster. And if you can kind of make their life a little bit harder, it's not really the worst thing in the world. So, all right, well, toodaloo there, kiddo. Happy Halloween, and
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah.
It's about 1 minute until it's over.
Yeah. Go take your blood sugar. All right.
All right.
Well, toodaloos.
Deuce.